Feel like impressing your special person with a steak dinner for two? Today I'm going to show you how to bring that steakhouse experience to your home so you can impress your loved one on a special date night. First, let's get our mashed potatoes going, or if you're in fine dining, we like to call it potato puree. We're going to peel some russet potatoes. You could actually use Yukons also. Chop them into sections like yay. And we're going to toss them gently into a pot of cold water, salt the bejesus out of them, and a little bit of a bay leaf just for flavor. Cover with a lid and turn the heat to medium-high. Meat selection. Now, any one of these 6 steaks listed here would be delicious prepared in this recipe, but for my taste, I'm going to go with the sirloin because my household prefers rare and medium rare temperatures. If you're going to go for well done, you probably don't want this cut of meat. Sirloin, though, is going to give you the highest flavor, the best marbling. It is entirely edible, fat and all. Most of all, it's budget friendly. Regardless, pat your steaks dry and season them liberally with kosher salt and black pepper. Season them on all sides. Your steaks are seasoning, they're just gonna hang out there for a half an hour, and our potatoes are getting close. Once those potatoes are just barely fork tender, take them out of the water and set them to dry and drain in a colander. We let them steam dry as much as possible. The more water we get to steam out of there, the more fat and flavor we can add in there. I like to take the hot water that I cooked them in and use it as a bain-marie to melt my butter and warm up my sour cream or whatever you're going to put in your recipe. Use this potato ricer that you can find on the internet pretty cheap. It's the perfect tool for perfect mashed potatoes. Press the potatoes through. You can go ahead and add your salt and pepper in here now. If you want yours more slack, this is where you would add your warm garlic cream or milk. But for me, I like this consistency right here. And then we set our steaks in the pan. You're going to sear the meat for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Make sure that you can hear your meat cooking at all times, just like this. If your pan gets quiet, you're not cooking it at high enough temperature and you're going to have tough, overcooked meat. This will allow the Maillard reaction time to work in overdrive as it develops that beautiful caramelized crust on the steaks. Remember, brown food tastes better. Also, when you're searing your meat, don't be afraid to sear the sides of thick cuts like this. When it's about halfway cooked, add some room temperature butter, a sprig of rosemary, fresh thyme, and a clove of mashed garlic. Tilt your pan a little bit so all the melted fat pools to one end, and using a soup spoon, baste it. All this brown butter that's forming in your pan is not burnt. Burnt butter smells burnt, but brown butter smells delicious. Pull the steaks off and let them rest on a wire rack. Nice. Then we're going to start on our side dishes. Today I'm doing sauteed spinach, just wilted in some brown butter, seasoned with salt and pepper. Then we're going to whack into this bad boy using a sharp knife. Make sure you're cutting across the grain. Always save the end piece for the chef. I don't cut the slices into complete bite-sized pieces, but enough to where the guest can use just a butter knife to tear it in half or quarters. I like to put my potato puree in the bottom of a ring mold, top it with some spinach, and then layer a few slices of the sirloin on top. Once you've piled it high, remove the ring mold like so, and voila. I've taken some beef stock and reduced it by 3/4, mounted it with a little bit of butter, and spooned carefully around the sides. Dinner is served. Here's another way to plate your food. You can do a sploosh presentation as we do in restaurants. However you choose to do your plate, it will be delicious. Now go get cooking.